What is up, everybody? We are back for another weekly NFL picks. We apologize that Brett could not be here. Scheduling conflicts caused issues, but I am here to represent us. I have Brett's picks on the screen, as you can see, as well as my picks on the screen already, so you can go ahead and look at them. I'm going to go through them with you guys. Just as a brief reminder, last week we did horrible. We went 5-10, sinking us further in the hole. Um, and we got Thursday night's game wrong with the Raiders at the Rams. Nobody would have expected Baker Mayfield to go in there and get a win, but he did. Good for him. We're happy for him. Um, just as quick little side things, if you look at the format in front of you that shows the records and current playoff rankings and everything, you'll notice that there is an E next to Houston and Chicago. Houston and Chicago have been officially mathematically eliminated from playoff contention. They are the first two teams to not have a single chance at making the playoffs this season. Just as a notation, additionally, Philadelphia can guarantee themselves a playoff spot this week. Kansas City can guarantee themselves a playoff spot this week, and Minnesota can guarantee themselves a playoff spot this week. Philly would need to win and some help. Kansas City would need to win and the Chargers to lose, I believe. Um, Minnesota just has to win their game to lock up their division. But we'll see what happens. We'll go through our picks. Let's start off with that Minnesota game. Minnesota at Detroit. Minnesota getting 2 points. Kind of crazy to think Minnesota's the underdog here. Brett and I are going to take Minnesota because they are getting the points. I mean, we think this could be a close game, but by no stretch of the imagination do we think that it would be crazy for Detroit to win this game. It just Minnesota feels more put together, but I mean, Detroit's been playing hard all season. There's no way to know for sure, but we're going to take Minnesota. It just feels like the safer pick, but not necessarily, or not even necessarily, not by any stretch of the imagination, a guaranteed pick. Also, a safer pick, but not guaranteed. Baltimore getting a point and a half at Pittsburgh. A lot of you might be thinking, Baltimore getting a point and a half. Lamar Jackson is out, but we think Huntley is really good. So we're going to take Baltimore. Pittsburgh's just still really shaky. They are on a 2-game win streak, but we think Huntley is good enough to get the dub against Pittsburgh. That's all we really have with that. Keeping it in that division, Cleveland heading to Cincinnati. Cleveland getting 5.5. We just don't think it's enough. Now, here's the thing. Deshaun Watson's in. He might be ready to ball out, and this week will really show us how much he's ready to ball out. But for now, until he's proven in Cleveland, smart pick is just Cincinnati here. So we're going to take Cincy. Next game, we've got the Jets plus 10 at Buffalo. Brett went ahead and took the Jets with that. And I don't blame him. I really considered it, but I'm going to take Buffalo. I think Buffalo is the better team. The Jets have a lot of quarterback controversy, quarterback complications, and Buffalo is still one of the favorites in the AFC. And I think that they're going to use this game to really solidify that they want to be taken seriously and try and maintain their lead in their division and currently their number one seed status. So I'm going to take Buffalo here. Brett is taking the Jets. This could go either way. Up next, biggest spread of the week. We got the Houston Texans going to the Dallas Cowboys. Texans getting 17. That's a lot. It's a professional football game. It's a lot to think about. 17-point spread. Oh my God, how do you not take the points? We do think Dallas is that much better. Dallas put up 33 last week against Indianapolis, and Indianapolis is much better than Houston on paper. So we're both going to take Dallas here, but Dallas is notorious for flopping in games that they should win easily. So wouldn't be surprised, but we're both hopeful that Dallas just does what they need to do and wins this handily. Moving on, we have the Philadelphia Eagles heading to the New York Giants. The Giants plus 7 underdogs at home. Brett went ahead and took the Giants there with that plus 7. I don't blame him. It's a divisional game. The Giants aren't bad by any stretch, but They've been falling off as of late. Lost a couple games, uh, tied with Washington last week, which isn't a knock because Washington has been good, but Philly is better. And Philly is more than 7 points better. Uh, the Giants just don't have a defense that I think can stop Philadelphia. That being said, the Giants have been running the ball efficiently, and if Saquon can get the ball rolling, there's every chance the Giants could win this. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Brett is right. I hope the Giants win this and help the Cowboys try and close the gap a little bit on that division. But I think that Philly is the better team, and so I'm going to take Philly despite wanting the Giants to win. And that's the last one that Brett and I will differ on this week. So we'll be differing on both New York games, Jets Buffalo and Giants Philly. Up next, we have Jacksonville at Tennessee. Jacksonville getting 3.5. It's not enough. There's not much to be said here. Tennessee is the better team. Jacksonville is shaky, taking Tennessee. Up next, we have Kansas City at Denver. Denver plus 9 dogs at home. Kansas City's just that much better. Denver has gotten a couple wins when you thought they needed to, but not enough. They're 3-9. Kansas City's 9-3. Kansas City lost last week, but they lost to Cincinnati, who seemed to have Kansas City's number. And I think Kansas City's going to want, spotlight revenge. And they're going to take it out on their division rivals. So we're going to take Kansas City here to cover the spread. Up next, Carolina at Seattle. Carolina getting 3.5. It's just not enough. Carolina doesn't know what's going on there. Their quarterback controversy is crazy. They let go of Baker Mayfield after trading for him earlier this season. It's just crazy over there. Seattle knows what they're doing. They're not bad. They're really good right now. They're a playoff team, which nobody would have thought going into the season. They're the better team. They're the better players, and we're going to take them. This one is scary, just because of what's going on in San Francisco. But we have Tampa Bay at San Francisco. San Francisco, the favorites by 3.5. It's scary because San Francisco just lost their quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, and they had already lost Trey Lance earlier this year. And I really thought that they might have been the ones to get Baker Mayfield, but the Rams signed him before they could because of the waiver system. But had they gotten Baker, I would feel a little bit better about this, but they didn't. So their quarterback situation is just complicated. They're favorites just because they're the better team, but they currently don't. I mean, even before they didn't have the better quarterback, and now they definitely don't. And in situations like this, you bet on Tom Brady. And so that's what Brett and I are going to do. We're going to take Tampa Bay here. Sunday Night Football, we got the Dolphins heading to the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers, 3.5-point dogs at home. Fairly so. We both think that the Dolphins are the better team. Tua getting his first loss as a starter this season last week. He's going to want to come back from that. And the Chargers are a good team to do it against. They, on paper, should be good, but they've been struggling. So we're going to take Miami here to cover the spread in Sunday Night Football. And then in Monday Night Football, a shit of a game. We have the Patriots heading to the Cardinals. The Cardinals 2-point dogs at home. These teams both kind of fucking suck right now. It's a home game, and they're getting points. We're going to take Arizona. Don't feel great about it either way. But New England's New England's better, but they're shakier. And Arizona's coming off a bye where they've had more time to prep. Kyler's had more time to play Call of Duty and get it out of his system so he could focus on this game. We're going to take Arizona here. Don't feel great about it. This could easily be a week where we go in the negative again, but hopefully we don't. Unless the Giants, Eagles, or the Jets, Buffalo game results in a push, either I'm going to take the lead here, or Brett is going to run away with it, or it's going to stay exactly where it's at because we're 2 games different. So the only way we end up tied up again is if I get one right and we push on the other, which totally could happen with a 7-point and a 10-point spread. Those are nice numbers, for pushes to happen with. We'll see what happens. But with all that being said, these are our picks for this week. Please let us know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, I am Daniel representing Beyond Us, and this was a Beyond Sports video. And we will see you guys next week. Season's almost over. Keep hanging out with us. See ya!